right. We are here with NC Courage Ford, formerly known as Payton Linnehan, now Mrs. Payton Crawford. Payton, if we could just start on this weekend's match against Houston. It's been a couple weeks during the international break. What's been the focus for the team during these last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think that we're trying a lot of new things, different formations, stuff like that. So I think just as a team learning to apply the same principles to different formations, I think that's been a big focus for us. Obviously, we were missing some players on international duty, but they've come back, they've integrated well. I'm really excited for this game. I think that we've been working really hard the past few weeks, and I think one of our biggest focuses will be just starting fast and being aggressive and kind of showing them our strengths and playing to our strengths a little bit better than we have in the past. So we're going to be doing that. And yeah, we're excited for this game.
Absolutely. And then it's the start of a very busy week, this Houston game. It's the first time this year that we've had a midweek game, and it's going to be two road games back to back, followed by a home game right after that. As a player, what is kind of the key things to focus on when you're going from game to game to game in such quick succession like that?
Yeah. I think it's a little intimidating to know that we have 3 games in a week, but I think it's going to be important for us to just take it game by game. And obviously, we have a lot of depth. We have a lot of players on our roster that can step in at any time. So I think that's been another one of our strengths is just next man up. If somebody needs a break, that we have people to come off the bench and to finish the game. So I think the people that play against Houston, like give everything you have for as long as you can, and then we'll make subs, we'll make changes. We have 3 games in a week, so I think everybody's going to play such an important role. But yeah, I think just take it one game at a time. Every opponent's going to be different, so just taking the positives from each game and then taking different lessons that we can apply to the next one will be really important.
Questions on Zoom, Trevor?
Yeah, thanks. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and really my question was in thinking about a team like Houston as you've done your preparation, what has stood out to you about their style of play and how does the Courage meet that?
Yeah, so obviously we know they play with the two front. So in terms of beating their press, we've kind of worked on a few different things and different ways that we can break lines and get in behind. So I think that's really important. They're obviously a good team, but I think the main focus for us for this game is just focusing on ourselves and focusing on our strengths. I think that we have such a special group and everybody is so talented that when we are playing our best and we're playing free that we can beat anybody. So I think shifting the focus from them to us is going to be really important. We obviously respect them. They're a great team, but I think if we focus on ourselves, we'll be successful.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Payton. And I'll be back with Coach shortly. We're here with NC Courage head coach Mac Lind ahead of the Courage's match versus the Houston Dash. Mac, it's been a little bit since we've seen the team. It's been a couple weeks of the international break. Just what's been the focus over those couple of weeks with a few players away?
It's always special when you don't have the whole team and be able to practice on details in the style of play. But good to have a couple of players here working on details, the module, both in possession, out of possession. How can we continue building from what we started early in this preseason? We are in a building phase, and we will still be in a building phase also moving forward. So excited to have those sessions, get even more repetitions, even more aligned about what we do, when to do it, how to do it. So good weeks.
This is the first time this season that we've had a midweek game. It's going to be 3 games in 8 days, a very congested portion of the schedule. From a team management standpoint, what are the most important factors in just kind of keeping things together game to game and moving on from one to the next week?
As you mentioned, there are 3 games in only a couple of days. Need to be able to manage that. We've been practicing the whole preseason physically to be able to play these kind of midweek games. I hope we feel prepared to play those games physically, but at the same time, the mental load is also much higher. That means we need to manage the games and approach them in different ways. Now it's back-to-back away, and of course, that will be a nice challenge for us to see how we can handle it. A midweek game follow up by weekend game followed up by a midweek game. It is a challenge, and then finish up with playing at home against KC. So interesting week, and we are excited to see how we will manage it. I feel confident that we physically have been prepared playing these kind of games and weeks like this.
Well, I'll turn it over to questions. Trevor?
Great, thank you. Yeah, just to keep on that point for a moment, how do you think of it from like a player rotation perspective? You've talked about players needing to be both physically and mentally ready, so I'm just curious how you think about that in terms of on-field management.
That's a good question. In general, you cannot plan the load or the mental fatigue. Every game has its own life, if I can say that. That means the game is going to be played the way it's going to be played. Players gonna try to do everything they can to perform and to have a good game and take points. And after that first game, out of those three going into this week, we make of course analysis of the games, physical, mental, tactical, and then when we play this midweek game, we take a new decision and see where we stay at. So it's hard to like pre-plan a rotation. It's going to happen naturally, organically, depending on how the first game against Houston goes. So right now in my head, even if I know that there are 3 games in short time, there's only Houston, and I hope the players feel the same, that the focus is to play that game. If you think about playing the 3 games at the same time, the same week, that is maybe a challenge because the teams are different. We maybe play different depending on who we play against. So prepare the first game, play that game physically and mentally very well together, of course, with tactical knowledge, and then try to manage and take new decisions upcoming game, which will be the midweek game.
Great, thank you. And I asked this question of Payton, but I had it for you as well. Since you're so focused on Houston, what stands out to you most about them in terms of a team, in terms of like your matchup?
If I had a answer, the question was, is Houston strange, or what was the question?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I would say in possession, they are pretty direct in the way they try to attack. They have players that like to run in behind the back line. They are not afraid of playing early balls in zone 3. So first of all, we need to manage that, make sure that we don't give them too much time on the ball to play that direct or hurt us in behind our back line. Out of possession, you can see how they like to be high pressing team, but at the same time, they're not afraid of playing a block defense pretty low and are pretty skilled in that. They are working as a strong unit in how they move the lines, how they cover. So out of possession, I would say is also a strength of them understanding when are we pressing high, when are we sitting lower in a block. And to be able to do that, we need to be skilled in reading spaces. When do we attack? How do we attack? Where is the space? Make sure there is timing and chemistry in those actions. There are spaces to explode in that game against them. We have talked about it. We looked at videos. We have been practicing on it. So hopefully we will see those pictures as well during the game.
Thanks. And then just one more question. What players are you most excited to see take the field against a team like Houston?
From from my team, you mean my players?
Yes, from the Courage.
There are a couple of them, I have to say. For me, Manaka is a high-level player. I mean, I think I mention her every time I got that question. I'm excited to see Riley coming back from the national team break and see what she can perform. There are many players. I have amazing football players that are ready to perform. I'm excited to see the relations between a couple of players. In this case, I mentioned Riley, I mentioned Manaka. It's a nice duo in the central midfielders. And we have also players in the last line that can threat. I mean, Ash, Payton, they have their strengths and we need to play on them and make sure we use our players' strengths in the game. And to do that, you need to also be able to understand what they're good at. And that's things we have highlighted last 2 weeks.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Matt.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trevor.
Thank you.